Good morning. Have you been outside yet to look how beautiful it is outside? Just amazing. Just amazing. In fact, I got to show you some beautiful things that my wife's growing in our yard. Just some of the beautiful flowers. Just got to show you this. It's just so beautiful. Listen, are you tired of getting beaten up? Are you? So often, when you hear about a woman who's been abused or beaten from man or husband, you ask her, why doesn't she just get up and leave? Why doesn't she just, go someplace else, get away from that harm, that situation? Well, why do we, who are people that have come to know Christ and the Spirit of God living in us, why do we allow the enemy to rob and steal and kill and destroy through every thought, feeling, and emotion that is not of God? Well, let me share with you a scripture that is absolutely important if you're going to stop getting beat up and you're going to start being who you are, more than a conqueror, child of God, victorious in every way, in everything. Not that every day doesn't have a battle, not that every day doesn't have difficulties and challenges, and not that every battle and fight is a win, but you mount up more wins than losses if you remember this one scripture that, although I've given you a number of them, this one scripture that is a really important one. Galatians says, in Galatians 2:19 through 21, it is no longer I, Jeffrey, Johnny, Kathy, Judith, any of you. It is no longer I that live, but it is Christ who lives in me. You see, victory starts like an athlete walking out onto the football field or the soccer field. It's not won during the game. Oh, sure, that's where the performance is at. But you know when it's won? It's won in the mind of knowing they are more than conquerors, knowing that they're victorious, knowing and believing the truth. Well, as Christians, when we enter today, when you and I enter today, are we entering the arena of life with victorious thoughts, with thoughts that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, that I'm more than a conqueror, that I've been called, that I'm predestined, that I am a child of God, I am loved? Are those the kind of thoughts, victorious thoughts, that you and I are thinking about? Well, if we have silenced the Christ within us, if we've silenced the Spirit of God within us, if we have deafened ourselves to hear that voice because the loud, noisy world that tries to conform us, that tries to take the lies and make us conform to it, then we need to break out. We need to escape by breaking through the stronghold. And the only way that that is possible, and let me share this with you after 40 plus years of walking with the Lord, impossible. There is no other way than to otherwise recognize that greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. Galatians chapter 2, verse 19 through 21. Worthwhile reading. I've left a couple additional scriptures in there for you, but it's really important. It's really important to recognize this truth, because beauty and change, I always say, begins within. And within is where Christ lives. It is no longer I that live, the weak me, the frail me, the angry me, the unkind me, but the Christ in me that then becomes victorious wherever I go. Victorious in my thoughts, victorious in my words, victorious in everything that I think and do. That's living the life that we've been called to live. Try it. Try it. Take today and truly start to think of yourself victorious. As I started in the beginning of this teaching, why would someone allow abuse to take place in their lives? Why would someone allow someone to beat them and abuse them verbally or emotionally or physically? Why? Because they're not getting up and leaving. Because they're not aware of how special and precious they are. And so they live in that pain. Don't live in pain. Christ called you to be more than a conqueror. He called and predestined you and I to walk victoriously because he's already done it. And he's living in us, ready to truly, truly lift you up, strengthen you, and give you the ability to know that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a beautiful day today, a victorious day, more than a conquering day, because you are his child, and he does live in you if you've accepted it. If you haven't, man, it's time right now to just truly get on your knees and accept Christ within you. Ask him to come and truly live in you and give you that victorious feeling, that victorious mindset, and watch him grow bigger and bigger within you. Have a beautiful day. See you tomorrow.